Followed by our title, our topic that we want to present to you all, basic requirement for analysis into laboratory. There will have seven step analysis that we must do from the define the problem until the record the analysis. But for our presentation, we only to focus on the third analysis, which is obtain a representative sample. So for the next slide, I will story more what I mean by obtain a representative sample. So actually, it's not a story, but explain more. So I will explain more about obtain a representative sample. So to obtain a representative sample, you must bring the whole sample, the whole sample to the laboratory to do the chemical analysis. So when you do that, you will get the accurate result. Okay, so the sampling actually is the meaning by the process to get a representative and homogeneous sample. And for the representative means that content of analytical sample reflects content of bulk sample. For homogeneous means that the analytical sample has the same contexture. So that was the explanation about the obtain a representative sample. Down. So we move to the next slide. We'll story about how we invoked the analysis. Enjoy. So okay, sorry guys. Actually, before we go to the explanation about how to involve the sample, I will show you the material that can be sampled. So if you look at my right one, it was an air sample, a liquid sample, and a solid sample. So there was a sample that can be material that can be sampled. So now we move to the next slide with explanation about how to involve the sample.
Okay, next we move to the steps involved in sampling bulk material. The first one is identify the population from which the sample is to be obtained. The second one is collect a gross sample that is truly representative of the population being sampled. And lastly, reduce the gross sample to a laboratory sample that is suitable for analysis. To take water samples from river water or seawater, we need to take samples from every angle, namely on the surface of the water, at the bottom of the water, and at the edge of the water.
Okay, now I want to tell about sample preparation and dissolution. Okay, the digestion or mineralization of a sample to render it soluble and to destroy organic matter that may interfere with the recovery of the analyte. It has two sample dissolution techniques. It was dry etching and wet etching. Okay, the dry etching is combusted at high temperature, and wet etching is combination of dry acid is used. Okay, simple dry etching. It performed by wet sample in crucible, then slowly combusted in muffle furnace at 450 to 700 Celsius. Magnesium nitrate is commonly used as an etching aid to lower the etching temperature under 450 until 550 Celsius. Okay, next, chairing the sample prior to muffling is preferred. Chairing is accomplished by heating sample in the crucible in open flame. Atmospheric oxygen serves as the oxidant. Organic matter is burned off, leaving behind inorganic residue that is soluble in dilute acid. Then, dry etching often used to remove organic substance from interfering with the analyte. Okay, now I want to tell about wet etching. Wet digestion. The principle of wet etching. Usually, use combination of acid to achieve a complete distillation. For example, mixture of nitric acid and sulfuric acid. A small amount, 5 ml of sulfuric acid is used with larger volume of nitric acid 20 to 30 milliliter, usually performed in kejedah flask. Nitric acid destroys the bulk of organic matter, but it does not get hard enough to destroy the last trace.
Hi, today I want to present to you about technique or method of sampling solid. Sampling solid is inherent genetic of the material, make the material of the solid is more difficult. The largest of the particle size, the largest of the gross sample should be. The method that we're using for solid sampling is coning and quantering. First step that we need to do is divide a pie of material into quarter. Second step is crush to form a smaller conical pie. Third, flatten the conical pie cut into equal. And fourth, choose two opposite quarters. And last one is crush these two quarters. And we need to follow from the first step until a laboratory sample obtained.